What is happening, guys? It is Tuesday and we are at the Hack and Pack Shop, and we're going to do a little video series on this. We're going to call it From Junk to Driver. This will be part one of our video series. Is what I've been contemplating. I've been kind of after this vehicle for a couple weeks now and finally ended up with it. Did a little wheeling and dealing and trading and things like that. No money out of my pocket, but definitely going to be, spending some time to earn this lovely vehicle. But what I'm going to do, guys, is we're going to take this vehicle and we're going to put it back together for as little money as possible. Okay, is my main goal for this vehicle is I eventually want to turn this into an amphibious vehicle. This is a 2005 Ford Escape. It's got 271,000 miles and it was in a light rollover. Okay, so to put this thing back together 100% and buy all new sheet metal and new panels, it's just not worth it because of the miles that are on this vehicle, at least in my eyes. For resale value, it'll be minimal. I mean, it's a $2,500 truck fixed, in my eyes, okay, because of the miles. But the thing does run damn good. It's got a recently replaced transmission, got a couple new tires, looks like it's had some work done to the brakes. Okay, so it is kind of worthy to put this thing back together without really spending any money, just some time. Okay, I mean, the main things are okay. Okay, the doors are good. There's no damage whatsoever in any of the doors. All the glass is good with the windshield. The headlights are good. So all the expensive stuff is good. The front bumper cover is good. Grill is good. Okay, there's just obvious damage to the roof. Okay, of course, a windshield. There's a little damage back here. I don't know if we're going to address this or not, okay, because I am probably going to use this as a driver at least until spring. Alright, it's missing a piece of trim here. Actually, it's, I guess it kind of is. I think there's supposed to be a little something here, which this is definitely knocked out of place, so maybe not, I don't know. But maybe we'll address this, okay? Maybe this is just spun around, I don't know. But this is all stuff we're going to get into when we do our video series. I got a set of brand new mirrors coming for this thing for $45 off of eBay. This does have power mirrors, okay? I'm not putting power mirrors back on, I'm just putting manuals back on it. Alright, we're going to do what we can do to save money and cut costs. I don't have a big budget for this vehicle. I want to out of pocket spend $300 to $400, that is it. Okay, I can't justify spending any more than that, and honestly I really can't afford it. Like I said, it's going to be a driver, it's going to be a Winter Rat, it's 4-wheel drive, the thing runs like a champ. There's absolutely no under the hood damage to this vehicle. Okay, we'll get this opened up here so we can look at it. Alright, everything is totally intact under the hood. The core support might be bent just a little teeny bit because of the damage to the hood. Of course, the hood got pushed down in the wreck, so this might be pushed down a touch, but it's nothing that we can't adjust, okay? I'm even thinking about saving the hood that's on it. As crazy as you guys might think it is, if I got to spend a couple $100 for a hood, I'd rather just spend a few hours and kind of just straighten this one out a little bit. If even that, maybe just kind of take a ball peen hammer and, just kind of knock some of these high spots out of it and try to pull some of the low spots out and just run it. I really want to do minimal paint work, if any, on this vehicle for right now. Okay, this is just going to be one of them, fix as you drive. It's going to be one of those projects, just work on it as you drive it. I'm not going to spend a week on the thing, and get the thing perfect because I have other work in here. I have paying jobs in here. But first, let's look at all the damage. We're going to start back here. Alright, you go back to an earlier video, I can show you how to get 90% of that out. Okay, I actually did a video on how to get damage out of plastic and rubber bumper covers. It's got some scrapage here. Not really a big deal. It doesn't affect how the door opens and shuts. Okay. The right front fender's got some damage. Okay. Nothing too severe, nothing we can't really fix. Unless I can get a used fender for $25-30, I'll fix this fender. I'll spend a couple hours and fix it. Some of you guys might say, well, gee, Pister, you're wasting your time. Well, this is what it's about. It's about keeping the cost down, okay? This is, I think, the reason why a lot of you guys watch the videos. I do things for as little money as possible, just like a lot of you guys that are on a budget. Try to do things with as little money as possible. Alright, you got to do what you got to do to survive, okay? Headlights are fine, alright? even though the mounting to this one is broke. But it's still usable, it still works, it's tight, okay? Grill is good, little crack here, nothing we're going to worry about. This headlight, same deal. It's cracked right here at the mounting base, but it's in here pretty tight. Alright, so nothing we're really going to be concerned about. Bumper cover is loose on it. Alright, so we're going to take care of that. And of course the hood. I'll show you guys the hood. I'm probably going to try to find a used hood. Okay, I've fixed worse hoods than this, believe it or not. But I mean, you know, it's got some weird kinks in it and things like that. I mean, it will take a lot of time to get something like this straight. And, you know, honestly, in the materials, it'll probably cost more in materials to fix this than it would be just to replace it. But this is not on our priority list. Like I said, this is going to be a video series that might go on for weeks or months, okay? Or maybe just days. I don't know. Obviously, the windshield's got to be changed, okay? The roof has to be pushed up. The driver's side of the roof is just about perfect, but it does gradually dip from the passenger side right down to the driver's side. Or from the driver's side to the passenger side, I'm sorry. Alright? So it's just not a push down impact, it must have slid on its roof is what I was thinking. It slid on its roof and struck something to cause this damage like this, okay? Otherwise, a lot of times if they just kind of roll, most of them will kink in the center in the weak spot. Alright, so something weird's going on, but this was indeed definitely a real light rollover. I did not tow the vehicle personally, but that's what I was told by the tow truck driver. Alright, the rest of the roof though is fine. I mean, there's a couple teeny little, you know, dips in it. Nothing we're going to worry about. It's a 271,000 mile vehicle. Alright, we're probably going to have to replace the wipers. Alright, because I'm sure that they use the wipers. It looks like they did. Or they might have turned on. You know, so of course the glass is going to dig up the wipers. Like I said, we have mirrors coming. The doors, there's absolutely no damage whatsoever on these doors. All four doors are perfect. The left front fender is perfect. Okay. And then we have this dent back here in the roof, which we could probably pull this out. Okay, it's got a nice sharp line here, so if we run some pins across here, some welded studs, and pull it right where that body line is, a lot of that will probably pull right out with no problem. There's absolutely no damage on the gate, even though it looks like they did have this back window taped in or something. So we got a bunch of glue to remove here. Okay? But like I said, little by little, we're going to get this puppy looking good. And then when springtime comes, then we'll go ahead and get this thing ready to become an amphibious vehicle. So I'm not really wasting any time doing what I'm doing by repairing this damage, because I am going to leave the roof on the vehicle. The only thing that I was thinking is actually cutting the center of the roof out and getting like a tonneau cover, a snap-in or a slide-in tonneau cover, so we can remove the center of the roof when we're out in the water with the thing. Okay? Also, all the upper body work here, again, not wasting our time, because if I do turn this into an amphibious vehicle, and this is probably what I am going to do eventually, it'll be less work I have to do later on, because when I build this one, I want to do this one absolutely right and actually spend the time and have the body on it looking nice and have it look like, you know, a very nice vehicle versus a Suboru. It was kind of just slapped together because it was experimental, okay? And you guys that don't know what the Suboru is, you can go over to Pisser's channel, and I think I did upload a video. The Suboru, it's an amphibious vehicle I built out of a 1991 Subaru Justy. I cut it all up and turned it into a road legal / water legal amphibious vehicle that you can drive on water and you can drive it on land. Okay? Alright, so we're going to fire this thing up. I did drive it here in a dealer plate last night. You know, the inside's in pretty good shape. It's been sitting all night, so this is a cold start on it. No airbag light, no check engine light. Of course, we got the door open light and the seatbelt light and the gas lights on because the damn thing is empty. Alright. Heat works good in it. Seems to shift good. Okay, I'm guessing this is a full-time four-wheel drive. I don't see any lever or button in here to throw it in and out of four-wheel. So I'm guessing it's a full-time four-wheel drive. This is the first Escape I've ever owned. I have worked on a couple, but never was really interested in them. But now I own one, so this is a whole new experience. But the inside's nice. It needs a good scrubbing. Of course, there's mud all over. You know, I washed most of it off last night. I vacuumed a good majority of the glass out of it, because when I got this thing home, I was picking glass out of my ass for about an hour. Okay. You know, all in all, it's a worthy vehicle, even though it's got a ton of miles on it. It's still better than letting the thing go to the junkyard. In my eyes. That's what we do here at the Hack and Pack Shop. We try to revive vehicles. We try to bring them back to life. We resell them. We fix them up. We drive them. We do what we do. Same thing with this Ranger. All right, doing a bunch of work on the bottoms of the doors in this Ranger here. I just ground most of the metal down yesterday and got most of those bubbles out of there so it can actually sit here and dry out overnight. Okay, so I wasn't working with just wet, nasty crap. All right, but that's what we do here, guys, for you guys that do not know. Obviously, we've got to put an antenna on it, all right, which is just, you know, a $1 junkyard item. The windshield I have coming for 75 bucks, okay? So all in all, with the vehicle, okay, we'll figure $350 worth of labor I'm giving the guy for this vehicle. A set of mirrors and a windshield, I'm going to be right about at the $500 mark after buying the windshield urethane. So $500, I'm going to have a vehicle that will pass New York State inspection that's a 2005 that I can actually drive. Okay? I mean, how can you go wrong? You take it to the junkyard, you get 400 bucks for it, and you're done with it. All right, for another 100, you have something that is a safe, four-wheel drive, 7-year-old vehicle. Okay? And a lot of people, I actually uploaded a video of this last night to Pisser's channel, and a couple mentioned, or at least one person mentioned, you know, after they're in a rollover, they're never right. Okay? I can argue with that a little bit. Okay? This particular vehicle, if you look, I mean, the door lines are all good on it. Okay? So the roof's not sucked in that bad. I mean, it's just a little, almost looks like tree branch damage, really. Even though it's not. It's got corn stalks wedged in it. Alright, look at the lines on these doors. Alright, there's no issue here. The luggage rack isn't even damaged. Okay? Yes, there is a structure beam that goes across here, which is just sheet metal. It's like 18 gauge sheet metal. You know, it's bent kind of, you know, down. Okay? Like that. Alright, that's spot welded in there, okay, and then the skin is spot welded to that, okay? That will be the weak spot. If the thing does get in another rollover, of course, where the damage is or was, is going to be where it gets damaged again. That's where, you know, it's going to damage easier there. Other than that, this particular rollover, I think, is going to be at least 98% as safe as it was previous to the, you know, prior to the accident. Some of them, if the roof's pushed down to the dashboard, things like that, you have huge gaps in the tops of the doors, with the top of the doors sticking out an inch further than the roof. Okay, then you're looking at some problems, because then the posts are bent in. Okay, but there's no damage to the posts on this vehicle. Okay, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the lines here. Okay, everything is 100% legit. I mean, if this had a lot lower of miles on it, I would fix it, I would do it right. Okay, and it would be a retail piece. But with 271,000 miles on it, it's not really worth it in my eyes. Alright, $500 budget, and that's where we're stopping. Alright, for now, anyway. Like I said, $350 of it was bartered off in labor, or will be, I should say. Alright, which would have been the purchase price of the vehicle, and then $150 out of my pocket to buy the windshield and the mirrors and the windshield urethane and things like that. Okay, maybe some fasteners to get this bumper fixed and whatnot. Alright, all the fluids are up in this vehicle, and with a rollover, anytime you purchase a rollover vehicle, the very first thing you should do is check all the fluids. If they sit on the roof, they they tend to leak transmission fluid out, gear oil out of the differentials, alright, engine oil, sometimes coolant, power steering fluid. Any of your fluids, if it's upside down, tend to leak out. This one, the oil's up, transmission fluid's up. Alright, so my guess is when it rolled right back over onto its wheels. There's no sign of any oil spillage underneath the hood here. Okay? I mean, nothing. There's no sign of anything being spilled under the hood of this vehicle. There's no big nasty wet spots on the bottom side of the hood. There's nothing. It's even up on brake fluid. Okay? And cars are designed to be on all four. They're not designed to sit on the roof. All the fluids will leak out of them. Okay? It's even got windshield washer fluid in it. So I think it just kind of rolled real quick and back up onto its wheels would be my assumption. Okay? Like I said, I was not at the accident scene, so I really do not know all the details. But with all that being said, this will be part 1. All right, from junk to driver. All right, and hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you y'all keep watching and see what we do to this thing to make it a daily driver. And I did a test drive on the Pisser channel last night, but maybe we'll do another test drive in another video. And then we'll just double check everything. I'll show you guys how to look everything over. Maybe we'll jack it up. I know there's corn stalks and things in the beads of the tires, which we're going to have to debead. These tires are not leaking anything right now, okay? But we are going to have to dismount these tires, okay? And get all the crap out of the beads. It does have a little bit of a shimmy driving it down the road, which I probably would too if I went over freaking ass over teacup. So, thank you guys for watching, and like I said, keep an eye on this one because we are going to put her back together and make her nice. It's just going to be, a video here, a video there. Later, guys.